Today I want to create a current video. I have wrote and also posted on Facebook and also on YouTube that my understanding of Jesus Christ, what I have, and my feeling of Jesus Christ do not fit to the Roman Catholic Church. I know that some people has frightened, or perhaps many. These are on the one hand those who eventually have looked at what I posted, or they have read it. But more it are those who are in my spiritual room, or are informed, so to speak, from, let's call it from above, are informed. Because everything what I think and say and do is on the other side also registered. I always say the angelic world knows, has all. And she has all this information. And when I do a right, it's just a matter of seconds. Then it is, so to say, posted. It also comes back. And it reaches a certain or undefined number of people. That means they know what I think. Many who meet me know that I am the cause of these thoughts or infos. I can feel that, perceive it at the aura, by the way to look or not to look, by the way to go, by the way how they meet me. So I know, okay, he or she has understand or taken notice from it. This statement that I say he does not fit to the Roman Catholic Church does not relate, so to say, against the faithful of this Roman Catholic Church, but it is about, if you really read the Bible and think spiritual or emotional in it, think in question marks. If one lowers himself into it, then you have emotional or in front of your third eye a kind of vision. What happens there? You have a certain vision, a certain imagination. And this results from the words that are written there. And when I take my imagination and my understanding of these words and I think, okay, how would it have been with the disciples and Jesus? How is it presented in the Bible? Then it is clear for me that we would say from our standard it was a group of perhaps homeless people, work shy, or however, a group which is not integrated into the rest of the society, a group which is rather scorned, is stamped as, what do I know, perhaps we would today say troublemakers, or however. And in my fantasy, in my understanding, it would be complete contrary to the Vatican on the one side in Rome. This monstrous and pompous building, firstly from its architect alone, with a phallic symbol in the middle of St. Peter's Square, this insane complex in terms of size. Then the way the popes present the faith. The representation of the popes is self-glorification, to be carried by others, to be applauded by thousands, every day new, to be applauded on St. Peter's Square. And all this pomp that exists there, this does not fit to any of the disciples, not to any apostle. It does not fit to Jesus Christ. Zero. Absolutely zero, I must say. That does not belong there. Then comes, what did the RCC, the papacy, the RCC has decided what is in the Bible and what not. What are the Gospels? What do we admit and what do we not allow? She has cobbled together this Bible. She has also manipulated it. This original is not what we read here in the translations, but the original is written in Judaism, in Hebrew or Aramaic, and later it was translated into Greek, from that into other languages. Then it was tinkered. The RCC has dropped the Bible for a long time under the table. She has persecuted believers, and she has murdered thousands who, in her opinion, were unbelievers because they did not belong to this church. You must see this, because this bloodbath that the RCC has instituted in her existence is incomparable, especially when one says the Pope is the deputy of God. This is the increase of the self-glorification, and then to be addressed as Holy Father. That's even more of, yes, I have no words for that. What could I say to that? Yes, absolute self-glorification. Looking at the history of the Roman Catholic Church, then a lot of other points are added. The exclusion of women, which has meant that men are among themselves. As a result, homosexuality is promoted, and also both among each other. Sexual abuse is a major issue in the Catholic Church. This means sexual abuse of adults, of young people, but also of children. This point. Then, on the other hand, we have the point of self-enrichment. Everything pompous in gold, so to speak, gold and diamonds, always glorious. How this will continue, I do not know. For me, it is only clear that they are not part of it. The founders of this church, the founders of the Vatican, then the intervention of the RCC of the Vatican, they say they are a religion, a church. The interference in the secular politics of almost all countries, international, enslavement of people, and also slaughter of so many thousands of people. Since I have no words, and in my understanding, I can only say, so the Vatican can still do one thing: to redeem himself, I dare not say, but to make progress. That is to dissolve. And at the same time, you should dissolve this building of the Vatican in Rome. With this history that sticks to it, it is not a glorious symbol, a symbol to be glorified, especially as the second commandment says, You shall not create symbols, no idols. You shall not glorify them, nor worship them. The picture bands, you shall not make an image of it. The Roman Catholic Church has violated all this. We are all born as innocent children into this world, educated by the parents, went to school, maybe in a kindergarten, into an education. The exterior is what has brought us up, has formed us. And all those who have slipped by their parents into the Roman Catholic Church, they did not do it out of their own free will or consciously. The baptism itself is a contradiction to the kind of baptism from John the Baptist. And those who were with John, the fisherman's brothers, Andreas and Simon Peter, it was a full-body baptism. Adults were baptized, not children. Adults who were aware of the importance of this. No babies who have just been born, those who do not know what's all about. They are baptized. This baptism itself is not the actual baptism, and all this must be brought into the light. It is no use to conceal that. I wish that the Vatican will dissolve. And that's my advice to the Vatican. The self-dissolution. And start maybe again from the beginning, but in other ways. This is the meaning when I say Jesus Christ does not fit to the Roman Catholic Church. Okay? Bye. All the best.